Hello, this is JIGHEAD TV, and today we wanted to speak about important topic, which is accessories, and let's say it's a top 5 accessories that are required while shore fishing, and not only shore fishing and offshore fishing too, but mostly we will be considering it as a shore fishing. Some of them are, and I think all of them are required in boat fishing too. And top 5 items that are going to be required for easiness of fishing and to make your fishing more comfortable are pliers, lip grips, landing net, boxes, and tackle box. So let's go deep and explain each one and which one you require exactly. One of the things that will make your fishing more comfortable, and especially landing the fish more comfortable and handling the fish more comfortable, is the instrument called lip grip, which comes in a different variety of types, in a different styles with different colors. But the main aim of this instrument is to hold the fish and hold the fish from the lip, and it will be very comfortable for you to handle the fish, especially if you handle the fish with the lip grip. Mostly it will be hanged and not move that much, and at the same time it will be easier for you to remove the hooks from the lips and maybe take a picture, hold the fish, and then safely release it back into the water, or if you're keeping it, just release it to your landing box. What are the difference between these lip grips? The most common ones, they come with the small locks, and they lock by the weight of the fish. So the heavier the weight of the fish, they will be handling it more nicely, and it will have a special lock which you will have to push to release the fish and to open up the locks. And this is usually very convenient, easy to carry. Most of them, they have something that you can attach to your belt or attach to your pockets, and will be easy just to take out and handle the fish, get to the lip, lock the lip grip, and bring the fish out. It will, especially if you are fishing in the areas where it's very easy access to the water, and the fish is not very far and the rocks are not very dangerous. So lip grips are the best choice for that. And the other type of lip grip, which is also suitable for both shore, offshore, and kayak fishing, but mainly I think it will be good for offshore and the kayak fishing, because this is floating lip grips. If you throw it in the water, it will just float, and it will be easier for you to get to catch it back. And it's made out of plastic, and it's easy to. It has the same concept, but the lock system works differently. So if you push it a bit harder, it will just lock, and if you open up the lip grip, it will just release the fish. Very convenient, especially for kayak fishermen, because they are floating and they are very lightweight and easy to handle. The second instrument that is required, and it has to be in the box for sure with any angler, be it shore, offshore, or kayak, whatever, even if you are bait fishing, still this is one of the most important tools that is required by the anglers, is the pliers. They come in a really different types, many different types, starting from like ultralight pliers, for very small snaps, for very small split rings, and goes up to very heavy ones, for big game, for big snaps, for many variety, like you can use it for the wiring, for the hooks, and this instrument has a lot of uses, and this is a must in the box. Of course, it depends what type of fishing you do. and according to the type of fishing you do, you can get convenient pliers, because they come, as I told you, in variety of sizes. And specifically, most of the lip grips, they have and the noses will be with the split ring opener, and this will be adjusted according to the size of the split rings you used. Usually the common ones are, of course, for the shore fishing, we are using the normal standard ones that are opening small split rings from 0 up to 2 up to number 3. And for offshore, you are using a heavier type of pliers that are opening split rings from size 2 up to size 6, 8 and more. And for ultralight, because the split rings are very small, very tiny, you mostly will be using pliers that are opening split rings from 0 and below, like 00, 000 and more than that. And the split rings has more use than only, or like the pliers, they have more use than opening split rings only. They have usually, most of them, they come with the cutters, which will cut your fluorocarbon, they will cut your braided line, which is very difficult to do. Braided line is very hard line to cut, and it will cut the braided line, fluorocarbon. At the same time, if you are using sometimes wire and you're doing your own wire tackles or wire leaders, usually pliers can help you to twist them, to cut them, and to adjust them accordingly. And some of the pliers, which are called long nose pliers, and they are very convenient also to remove the hooks from the fish, because if you are having something like a short nose pliers, they will be very hard to handle while to remove the hooks from the fish mouth. But if you are having long nose handles, especially when handling predator fish, and which has a lot of teeth and sharp teeth, you don't want to put your fingers inside. So you mostly will be losing. You will be using long nose pliers because it's very convenient to get into the hooks and easy to remove them. Taking this into considerations, and the pliers is very important to have with you in the box all the time. Number 3 important thing, which required by many anglers, and it has to be done, to organize your tackle, specifically your lures, your jigs, your soft baits, jig heads, or whatever, all your terminal tackle and everything together. Because if you put them, especially the lures, they will tangle on each other, and it will be a disaster, while you're fishing. To make it more comfortable for yourself for fishing, of course, the required thing is lure boxes. They come in different variety of shapes, sizes according to the lures, and you can adjust, you can organize your tackle according to the type of fish, or according to the type of bait itself. Like for example, this type of box will be nice to keep the jigs inside, because it has a small pockets, and it will carry most of the jigs from 10 gram up to 30 gram, for example. This kind of boxes, for example, will be nice for some kind of minnows or jerk baits up to 140 millimeter, for example, and mostly the size, it's written on the specifications. So like double-sided boxes, you can keep lures here. This one, for example, 140 millimeter. This one is like 145 millimeter. The wider, like you can keep more lures. It depends, and so according to the fish you are hunting, you can just take the tackle box which you require, because at the end of the day it will be very hard to carry all of your tackle with you all the time. So you will be just knowing, okay, if I'm going for a kingfish, mostly I'll be using this box, and I'm going with this. I'm going for trivalis, for example, I'll be jigging today, I'm using this box, and it will be easier for you to organize your tackle accordingly, and at the same time very comfortable for you to remove something from your tackle box and use it easily find your favorite lure or your favorite jig. Number 4 is also important thing, which is required for the anglers, shore, offshore, kayak or whatever. Of course, it will be depending on the type of fishing you do, but is to have some kind of a tackle box. Is the box or the bag where you will fit all your items and you have them conveniently organized in one place. Like for example, this box, the nice thing about this box, this is good for offshore and at the same time shore fishing, because it's a very deep box. It can carry most of your tackle with you. You can keep your boxes inside, you can keep your pliers inside, your lip grips, maybe some extra items. You know, it has some kind of dry box here also, which you can keep your documents or your telephones or whatever, your mobile phones, while fishing offshore, for example, or in shore itself. And it's a wet proof. It has a rod stance, which is also important, you know, if you are having fishing in the shore and you carrying more than one rod with you for different type of fishing, like ultralight rod, medium heavy rod, for example. And you don't just throw your rods on the rocks. You will definitely just easily put them on the rod stands and your rod will be safe. And of course you can keep all your tackle organized inside the one tackle box. And you know, sometimes you might have couple of boxes and they are ready to go. For example, one of the boxes is ready to go for offshore, which we will have all your offshore stuff, and the other tackle bag is ready with your shore tackles. Maybe it's a smaller one for shore and bigger one for offshore, but it will make yourself organized, and at the same time will make it easier for you to get prepared for your next fishing trip. And the last one, and not least important, it's a very convenient and at the same time very easy to use type of item for the shore and the offshore fishing both. It's a landing net. They come in variety of sizes, bigger, smaller, like for example extractable, with extractable, because this one is very easy to attach to your belt. It will be hanging next to you, and when you got the fish, for example, in the shore, it will just, you know, retractable, and you can just easily take the fish and you will not lose your net. Of course, it depends on what type of fish you're catching. Like for example, this net, it will be very hard to put fish like kingfish or other, but it will be perfect for breams, for trivalis, for grouper in the medium size range. You will use this type of nets accordingly. And some of the nets are extendable, especially when you're fishing in some places which are, you know, a bit more rocky and a bit more dangerous, and it's very hard to get closer to the fish itself. So you can use extendable type of nets, which will extend, you know, up to 2 meters, 3 meters, and it will be easier for you just to throw your net, land the fish, you know, safely, and either keep it or release it. And usually the nets are made out of silicone or some type of fluorocarbon coated in silicone, and even if your hooks get tangled in it, it will be easier to remove them, and it will save your process of landing the fish. At the same time, it will not injure fish that much, and you will be safe by yourself also, because, you know, like while you're trying to land the fish by your hand, either you can slip on the rock, or the fish can put you know, like injure you and you will get scared or something, you know, or there is hooks on the lip and the fish will jump and put the hooks in your finger. So this type of landing nets, they are making your life easier, more comfortable, and safe to fish also. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope if you like it, just put the like buttons. If you don't like it, put unlike buttons, you know, so we know which type of videos you like. Any questions, anything, you can comment below so we can answer all your questions. And all these items could be found in JIGHEAD.ie, and follow us on our Instagram page at JIGHEAD.ie. Thanks a lot.